Analog music has had a big resurgence in recent times with the success of vinyl records. One music label has gone back to basics with an all-analog studio and a sound that harks back to the 60s and labels like Motown and Stax. Daptone Records, located in a converted house in Bushwick, Brooklyn, is home to such artists as Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings and Charles Bradley. Daptone has also recorded artists such as Amy Winehouse and Australia's King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Engineer and producer Wayne Gordon showed me around the small studio. It's packed with vintage gear, which includes a massive Hammond B3 organ and an old-school 8-track reel-to-reel recorder, which is used for all of the sessions. Wayne told me that the limitations of analog actually help the creative process.
If someone comes in and records a guitar solo and they say, hey, I want to record it again, you ask them, okay, we can do it again, but if you do it, you're gonna go over your other guitar solo. Even with vocals, it happens a lot of times. And then you see this thing in their head where they kind of make that decision like, okay, this is probably the best I can do. And then you have somewhere it's like, I know I can definitely do better.
Every note on a Daptone recording was played by the band in the studio, not fabricated later. In other words, it's an auto-tune free zone.
There's no undo, there's no save.
Daptone has been around since 2001, and it was built with the help of the musicians who actually record there.
The thing about this place, that's why it feels magical, is because it's not like a label where, say you're a personnel and you're walking, you say, oh, that's so-and-so. It's not like that. Everybody, we're family. Everybody's friends and family. If someone's down, someone's gonna give you a call and be like, yo, what's wrong? Let's pick you up. Let's go have lunch. Let's talk about it. Like that's the vibe of this place. And even as far as records, if someone's working on a record, everybody's around to say, I'm here to help. What do you need to make your record happen? It's a very family affair.
Wayne says that while he loves recording in the space, he says that the gear is secondary to the people who record there. He says that in the age of fixing it in Pro Tools, there's no substitute for a good musician.
You can buy a compressor, you can buy the same mic, you can buy, the same guitar, but you can't buy the same player. Like, that's just something you can't duplicate. I'm bold enough to say 95% of the magic in these records comes down to the musician. I think for me, the way I look at it, it's my job to just kind of capture that.
While Wayne works primarily as an engineer at Daptone, he has also produced one of my favorite new bands, the Mystery Lights. He said replicating their live show was his main priority. He even gave the singer a handheld mic so he could jump around as he sang.
There's this energy they have about them. I don't know if you saw. That's what you kind of want to capture. And that was definitely something I was really keen on.
While some producers obsess over every detail, for Wayne it's the feel, which is intrinsic to the Daptone sound. It's more important than fixing mistakes.
We're not sitting here doing brain surgery. We're making music. I mean, there's nothing that we're going to do is going to destroy the world. If anything, we're helping the world, no matter what we do.
Steve Guttenberg for CNET.com.